Welcome back to the Notary Podcast hosted by me, Daniel C. Lewis, and you're not going to want to miss this podcast today. We're doing Lora Jarrett's mock trial with an all-star cast. You're not going to want to miss this one. Cue the music. Welcome back to the Notary Podcast hosted by me, Daniel C. Lewis. And if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Today, we're going to have the one, the only Lora Jarrett mock trial. She has an all-star cast doing the mock trial today. You're not going to want to miss this one. Welcome to the podcast, Lora, and tell us about the mock trial.
Thank you, Daniel. Again, I am Lora Jarrett, and I am the founder, creator of the original Notary Mock Trial. This mock trial was created so that I could find a fun and interactive way to help our notaries learn notary law and to be more mindful of some of the different circumstances for which they may be involved that could cost them their notary commission, fine, or possibly even jail time. So today I want to present to you my all-star cast, starting first with Shantae Brooks. Shantae, if you want to raise your hand. Shantae will be Judge Judy in our trial today. And then we also have Troy Jarrett, who is Bailiff Bird. We have Shelley Goss, who is the plaintiff's attorney, billable hours. We have Ron Foster, who is true crime, the witness. You have Tammy Maverick, yours truly, playing multiple roles, who is the private investigator hired by billable hours. You have Shirley Stewart Tibbs, defense attorney, being played by Legal. You have our defendant, Tabitha Russell, playing the role of misconduct. And then at the very end, for the jury foreman, you have me once again, Miss Bonnie Fife. Again, to our star-studded cast, we thank you very much for your willingness to participate in our mock trial today. All right, to tell you a little about this mock trial, it is being held today in Carmel, Indiana, virtually, to protect the innocent or the presumed innocent, or alleged innocent, as some would say. A little about the case. The parties were married in 1997, and they signed a prenuptial agreement. And then they divorced in 2010. So Hull Truth, who's actually spouse number one, determined that the prenuptial was invalid because of some missing wording, to me known or known to me. And although the notary certificate signed by the spouse was compliant at that time, they felt it a need to challenge it in court. Now, a lot has happened because this case originated in Queens, New York. But to make sure that no one was injured or any other harm came to them, we had to move the trial. The trial just keeps moving. So we're now here in Carmel, Indiana. And at this point, the certificate was the issue, and true crime, which is the attorney, and a relative of guilty pleasure, who's spouse number two, had drafted a document. And the question also coming into play was whether it was signed or notarized properly. And misconduct is on trial today for that very reason. And she's been asked to stand trial for what she did or did not do. So the questions at hand are, as it relates to misconduct being on trial, was the signer present for this notarization? What, if any, did true crime stand to gain from misconduct completing the notarization. And what did Tom Maverick or Tammy Maverick, the private investigator, uncover? So we ask that you be prepared to listen and to identify all of the notarial mishaps revealed in this trial today. With that, Daniel, if our star-studded cast is ready, we can let the trial begin. So we will start our script with the bailiff Byrd being the beginning of our mock trial starting out.
All rise. The Prince George's County Circuit Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Judy is presiding.
Everyone but the jury may be seated. Bailiff, please swear in the jury.
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to listen to this case and render a true and fair verdict for the defendant? Please respond yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You may be seated.
Members of the jury, your duty today is to determine whether the plaintiff attorney proved that the defendant acted negligently. You must render a verdict based on most convincing evidence and facts. If you believe the plaintiff attorney has shown more evidence for their argument, you must rule for them. If they do not prove their argument, you must rule for the defendant.
Your Honor, today's trial is the case of the negligent notary.
Is the plaintiff ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defendant ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, billable hours, you may proceed with your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jury members, my name is Billable Hours, and I represent Whole Truth. In this case, we intend to prove that the defendant is guilty of the following. 1, the prenuptial agreement signed was invalid due to defective acknowledgement. 2, the attorney committed improper and illegal acts. And finally, number 3, that the notary violated the state law and the Notary Public Code of Professional Responsibility. So after hearing all the facts, you must decide on a verdict for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Defense Attorney Legal, you may proceed with your opening statement.
Thank you so very much, Your Honor. And I must say, you are looking extremely judicial today. Jury members, my name is Legal, and I represent misconduct in this case today. Now, we intend to prove my client's innocence beyond a reasonable doubt. First, we will discuss the defendant misconduct's outstanding contributions to both her employer and the community. Second, her spotless, clean arrest record before now, her rise from poverty, and her determination to work hard to succeed. Lastly, that the alleged proof is insufficient, almost non-existent. The statements are inconsistent, and my client is being targeted to be the scapegoat to take the fall. After hearing all the facts, you must decide on a verdict for the defense. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Plaintiff, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call True Crime to the stand.
Will the witness please stand to be sworn in by bailiff? Bailiff, can you swear the witness in?
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Hello. Please state your name for the court.
My name is True Crime.
Okay, True Crime. Are you the attorney for Guilty Pleasure?
Yes.
And did you prepare the prenuptial agreement?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would like to enter State's Exhibit Number 1, the prenuptial agreement prepared by True Crime. Now, What date did Guilty Pleasure sign the prenuptial agreement?
That was New Year's Day, 1997.
Okay, January 1st, huh? Okay.
Correct.
And at what venue did the notarization take place?
At my attorney's office.
True crime. Please be more specific. What state and county?
Queens County, New York.
So this prenuptial agreement has two different notarial statements. There's one for each spouse, correct? Was it an oversight that the notarial certificate for guilty pleasure was missing the statement "to me known" or "known to me"?
No, the notarial certificate in 1997 did not require the language change until 1999.
Okay, but that doesn't explain why the difference on the same document. But let's move on. Did you receive any additional compensation?
No.
Was there any additional compensation given to misconduct?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. So, how long have you been doing your job?
30 years.
30 years. Wow. Any educational degrees?
Yes. From Harvard, I graduated summa cum laude in 1992.
Any additional licenses?
Well, I do have a notary public commission.
I see. So, exactly how do you know guilty pleasure?
He's my relative and a cousin, but not related to misconduct.
I see. Do you allow your notary employees to follow all of the laws per their state?
I object.
Yes.
I object, Your Honor, to the questioning.
Keep it quiet. Let's keep it in order.
Notaries are required to follow the state laws regardless of their employer.
Oh, well, we're getting there. Just hold on, Billable. Hold on. Who controls the notary tools and determines the notary's primary responsibilities, even if the commission is employer paid? Who does that?
Of course, a notary. I mean, she should be following her state laws.
I see. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions at this time.
The witness, you may step down. Thank you, defense. You may call your first witness.
Thank you, most honorable, Your Honor. I call to the stand misconduct.
Witness, please stand to be sworn in by the bailiff.
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'd be doing better if, you could hear me.
I can now.
Okay, so would you please state your name for the court?
Misconduct.
Is that one word or two?
2 words.
2 words. Okay, thank you very much. That's important.
Misconduct. Thank you.
Thank you. Misconduct. Did you notarize the documents signed by guilty pleasure that was also signed earlier by whole truth?
Yes.
I see. Now, does your employer ever ask or insinuate, for you to break any of your notarial duties?
Well, I mean,
Remember, you're under oath.
So let me repeat the question. Does your employer ever ask you to break any of your notarial duties as a notary public?
well, I mean, he's my boss. And I'm a notary, but I actually work at his direction.
I see. So what would be the consequence of your failure to notarize the document?
Well, I mean, because notarizing is a part of my job, I feel if I don't notarize, it puts my job in jeopardy.
I see. No further questions, Your Honor.
The plaintiff, you may cross-examine the witness.
I know Attorney Billable can't wait to cross-examine. Where is she?
Order. Plaintiff, are you here?
It looks like the plaintiff had a notary emergency really quick. I think Laura could stand in for the plaintiff to take over the questioning until the plaintiff returns.
It'll be allowed.
I have no objections.
Mute. All right, of course I will do that. So, step one of every notarization is that the signer appears before you for the notarization. Is that correct?
Yes.
That was a statement, really, but I thank you for answering. Did guilty pleasure appear before you for the notarization?
Yes.
And as a notary, should you understand your state law and statutory requirements?
Yes, absolutely.
Is the personal appearance of a signer a requirement for notarization?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Okay. Well, did you inform your boss of your notarial duties and responsibility to ensure that he was aware of all of the following for which we just discussed?
I did, but he is also a notary, and he should understand that those are the same duties and responsibilities that we both need to adhere to.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, plaintiff. You may cross-examine the witness. Defense, do you have any additional questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
You may step down.
Thank you.
Billable hours. Do you have any more witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I called to the stand Tammy Maverick.
Hold up. Can we approach the bench?
Approach the bench. Approach the bench. Let me hear what we have to say on this.
Billable.
Well, Your Honor, this witness was hired by the Attorney General's office to investigate the whereabouts of guilty pleasure on January 1st, 1997. The evidence is material to this case.
What kind of shenanigans is this? I must object, Your Honor, strenuously.
Well.
All right. I will allow this. Let's tread lightly. Court will resume.
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Judge, may we take just a brief break while our billable hours rejoins?
I am back. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to mention that clearly someone is trying to sabotage the case today by tampering with my technology.
May resume.
Please state your name for the court.
My name is Tammy Maverick.
Were you hired by the Attorney General's office to investigate guilty pleasure?
Yes.
So, in your findings, where was guilty pleasure on January the 1st, 1997?
In Waikiki, Hawaii.
Waikiki, Hawaii. Your Honor, let's review Exhibit 1 again.
It'll be allowed.
Okay, for the court, please read the venue listed on the prenuptial agreement.
Queens County, New York.
Your Honor, may I enter Exhibit 2 into the court?
Yes. Thank you.
please describe the items labeled in Exhibit 2?
This is a hotel receipt from the Laylo Hotel. It has Guilty Pleasure signature with a check-in date of December 24th, 1996, checkout date January 5th, 1997.
That's interesting. You said they checked in on December 24th, 1996, and they checked out on January 5th, 1997.
That is correct.
How can the signer be in both Queens County, New York, and Waikiki, Hawaii? I mean, they're miles apart.
I would agree.
On the same day, might I add. Now, were there any findings during your investigation?
Yes. On the evening of January 6, 1997, Guilty Pleasure met True Crime outside of his office and placed an envelope on top of the car. Afterwards, they talked about 30 minutes. True Crime then leaves, later realizes that the envelope was never opened and returns to the office. Opens the envelope with $500 in cash and a gold watch bearing the initials GP.
Okay. I thought True Crime did not receive any additional compensation. Was there anything else in the envelope?
Yes, there was a note to misconduct attached to the gold watch, which read, "Thank you for helping me out with this notarization. A small token of my appreciation."
I'm sorry, I never received a gold watch.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
Something seems very awry. How do we know that these items were not planted?
Objection.
Well, I have a video footage of the transaction that could be entered into the court if you'd like.
Well, based on your findings, do you believe the gold watch was to be given to misconduct so that she would notarize the document without Guilty Pleasure being present?
Yes, based on the card being attached to that watch.
Again, I never received a gold watch.
Sure.
I didn't.
I object. So, based upon your experience as a private investigator, do you believe that True Crime forced misconduct to notarize that document without the signer being present?
I would not necessarily say forced, but based on the note attached to the gold watch, it appears as if they were promised a gold watch.
So let me ask this question. Why do you think misconduct would risk losing her notary commission by accepting such
I object, Your Honor. My witness does not know how misconduct would think.
Objection, sustain.
Do you have any proof whatsoever that misconduct received the watch?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, do you have any additional questions?
No, Your Honor.
Witness, you may step down. Both the plaintiff and the defendant have now rested their cases. The attorneys will now present their closing arguments. Plaintiff, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor and jury, today you have heard testimony about an attorney and notary misconduct. Now, I want to remind you of important information about this case that you should think about as you make your decision. The notary had a professional responsibility to follow the law and not notarize the document without the signer being present, as stated in her notary handbook. 2, from the testimony given, True Crime, the notary's employer, forced her to notarize the document without the signer being present. Or did he? The notary should have suggested to True Crime that the signer complete the notarization in Hawaii, where they were utilizing the services of a local notary. And lastly, is misconduct really an innocent victim or an accomplice to a fraudulent notarization? You have heard all the facts in this case. Please consider the evidence against the defense and apply the law in favor of the plaintiff. Thank you.
Defense, are you ready to proceed with your closing argument?
Yes, Your Honor. And again, thank you, Your Honor, for the way that you have conducted this trial. Esteemed members of the jury, today you have heard testimony about alleged notary misconduct. That's
It
one word.
happened.
I want to remind you of some important information about this case that you should think about, ponder upon as you make your decision. 1, as stated earlier, my client is innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. Listen carefully while I explain why. Tom Maverick, or actually Tammy Maverick, was hired by billable hours. And why was I not informed of the discovery until now? Something's afoot. The gold watch and receipt were in True Crime's possession, not misconduct. Guilty Pleasure planned a vacation for December 24th, 1996, when he knew the attorney, True Crime, was preparing a critical document requiring his signature and notarization on January 1, 1997. So as a result, misconduct was forced to notarize the document without Guilty Pleasure being present. Ooh. True Crime is also a notary. So why would he accept a gold watch, cover up Guilty Pleasure's actual whereabouts on the date of the notarization, and implicate my innocent, hardworking client misconduct in these unethical actions? What else did he stand to gain? Lastly, the information that the jury heard appears legitimate, and these trumped up charges though make no sense. Jury, again, if the facts don't fit, you must acquit. You have heard all of the facts. Please consider the evidence against the plaintiff and apply the law in favor of my client, the defendant, misconduct. Thank you.
Okay, members of the jury, you have heard all of the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to evaluate the facts. Once you decide what facts and evidence proves, you must apply the law. Notaries will encounter situations where the law is silent or provides no guidance. You must decide which law prevails to decide if the defendant violated them. You must answer 2 questions. Did misconduct violate the law by not having the assigner appear before her? The second, you must determine if misconduct violated the guiding principles, Part 2A of Section 3 of the Notary Public Code of Professional Responsibilities, 2020, by accepting the gold watch. The bailiff will now oversee the jury during deliberation. The foreperson is Barney Fife. Once a verdict is rendered, the foreperson's duty will be to sign the verdict statement and provide it to the bailiff. Deliberations may be started.
And this is a great opportunity, and I do welcome for any of our star-studded cast to share any feedback that they have as we talk about important facts of this case. Because first of all, it is very important, and it is like one of the number one rules that there must be personal appearance. If you work for someone and they're telling you that you should not appear, or that your customer or client does not need to appear, you have to follow the laws of your state. And you have to be able to say to any individual that you, following the laws of the state, must have the witness present. Otherwise, you put yourself at jeopardy of losing your commission, being fined, or even being jailed. Is it worth it? Secondly, when you have an employer, even if they pay for your notary commission, that commission belongs to you, not to anyone else. Even if you left that employer tomorrow, you are entitled to take that notary commission and all of the supplies relevant to it with you, because you will be the one held accountable and responsible for your failure to protect your notary tools. And we're all asked to protect our notary tools. As you look in today's society, especially, there is so much fraud. People are stealing notary seals. Sometimes they're imitating and making notary seals that look identical to an authentic one, and they're notarizing documents. People are losing properties. They're having to fight to regain back what's rightfully theirs, all because of the continual fraud. So it is required of each of you to protect your tools, not only when they're with you, but even in your car or what other vehicles you may be traveling in. You don't ever want to just leave them out on the seat or visible. You want to put them in the trunk and securely protect them, as you are accountable for even if someone should steal them and utilize them. One other thing that I want to share is in our notary guiding principles, it gives us as notaries instructions on how to handle some things that may not even be addressed in our state handbooks. And those principles give us a great opportunity to think about how to better perform our jobs. So in the handbook, it does tell us, or in the guiding principles, that we should not be accepting gifts. If you accept a gift, that is insinuating that you may in some way be contributing to something unethical. And that may not be the case, but you never want to ever feel as if you're in a position that you have to justify your actions, People may want to give you gifts for a job well done, but you need to really proceed with caution and find ways to graciously say thank you, but no thank you. Again, protecting your notary commission. The most important thing in this whole case that we talked about, and the reasoning why we are here with misconduct on today, is to question if she violated the law by not having the signer appear. That's like our number one major issue we have to address. And the jury has actually reached its verdict. And Your Honor, we have a verdict. So at this point, with the things that I've shared, before we go back into deliberation, I would like to open the floor for any others here in our courtroom today on our star-studded cast to share any feedback they have before we get into the final verdict.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing on behalf of misconduct. As my employee, I hired her to be true and with integrity. So I believe her testimony today. I do not believe that she would intentionally lie to the court and perjure herself by saying that guilty pleasure did not appear before her when she did. Plus, the dates that encompass the time that they're supposed to be in Hawaii also allows for her to fly back and sign the document and return to finish their vacation. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. At this point, Judge Judy.
Have you reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
Will the defense please stand? On the first count, did misconduct violate the law by having the signer appear before her?
We, the jury, find the defendant misconduct guilty on count 1. She did violate the law by not having the signer appear before her.
On the second count, did misconduct violate the guiding principles, Part 2A, Section 3 of the Notary Public Code of Professional Responsibilities of 2020 by accepting the gold watch?
We, the jury, find the defendant misconduct not guilty on count 2. She did not violate the guiding principle 2A3 of the Notary Public Code of Professional Responsibility by accepting the gold watch.
Thank you, jury, for your service today. In the case of the negligent notary, the jury has found misconduct guilty on count 1. According to New York notary law, the Secretary of State may suspend or remove you from office, misconduct. The court will suspend the notarial commission for 1 year and recommend additional training. Thank you, jury, for your service today. The court is adjourned.
Misconduct, I tried.
I thank you. And I really thank my defense attorney. Thank you so much for vigorously defending me in this case.
My pleasure.
So now you admitting you got that gold watch.
I never got the gold watch.
But
I don't
Now
even
how
like
you was
gold.
responding.
I like silver.
Everyone must leave the court. Bailiff, proceed with everyone leaving the court.
Well, thank you all again so much for participating in the mock trial. Daniel, it was our pleasure to host for you for this event.
Thank you so much. And I wanted to ask, does anybody want to introduce themselves, where they're notary at, how long they've been in the business, if they have any books or events they're doing? take this time, take about 60 seconds, and introduce yourself, each of the star-studded cast.
I'll go real quick. Ron Foster, I'm a notary public in Maryland. I'm also a licensed title insurance producer. So my main occupation is doing real estate settlements.
Awesome. I guess I'll go next. So my name is Shelly Gauze, CEO of Jet Signature Notary and Apostille Services. I am dual commissioned in Maryland and the District of Columbia. So, and also a licensed TIPIC title insurance contractor, title insurance producer, independent contractor. Y'all know them acronyms be tripping us up. I have been a notary for over 25 years combined between Maryland, DC, and Virginia at various points. I have been operating my business for roughly 4 years now. BBB accredited, yes. And currently right now, I am primarily focused on doing apostille services and or courier work to the U.S. Department of State in the District of Columbia.
Okay, I guess I will go next. I am Shirley A. Stewart Tibbs McCoy, and I am the owner of MVP Notarial Services, where the client is the most valuable person at the table. I started the notary business in 2018. I am commissioned in 3 states, in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I also specialize in reverse mortgages as well as apostilles, and I am a wedding officiant. I do have my first published book. It's titled Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, and usually a lot more colorful. It can be found on Amazon. And Daniel and Laura, thank you both for the opportunity to participate in this mock trial. And Misconduct, you and I will have to talk a little later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, I will go next. I am Tabitha Russell of Tabitha Russell Notary, and I am in Virginia. So I have a lot of neighboring friends in this courtroom. So I would like to just let you know that I've been a notary for 5 years, and full-time notary at that. And I absolutely love what I do, and I would never, ever, ever be caught being misconduct. So anyway, but I say that to say it is very important that we stick to our rules and regulations. And I thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you guys so much. It was fun.
I will go next. I am Shantae Brooks Garvin. I am a commissioned remote notary in Maryland and Virginia. I'm remotely in Maryland. I am the owner of Superb Certified Signings. I have been in business for over 5 years. I am also a tippet in Maryland, and I am now starting my apostille courier services. Thank you.
All right, Troy, we'll let you go. Troy was our fill-in for us today, but he'll tell us what he actually does when he's not Bill and Bird.
Well, actually, I'm just a construction manager for a technical firm down here in Atlanta. And I got some guys calling me. That's how the phone got interrupted. I got some guys on site right now, but I appreciate the opportunity, and it was nice meeting everyone. And Laura, I'll give you a call a little later.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna be welcomed into the notary family soon. I feel it.
Right.
No.
I feel it in your spirit.
Yes.
It's on the way.
I learned a lot today. It was nice.
All right.
But I'm looking forward to the next time, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lastly, I will again reintroduce myself. I am Lora Jarrett. My business is Ann Notary LLC. I've been in business since 2013. I am both a traditional and online notary, and proudly sharing the fact that I am one of the first 100 notaries that received online commission, one of the first set of notaries that were hired by Notarized to do online notary. also do inspections. And like I stated earlier, the mock trial has been my dream and vision of creatively coming up with a way to help notaries learn that is fun and engaging, but most of all, allowing them to really understand how important it is to follow your state rules. Read your handbook. I cannot say enough, read your handbook, because you have to follow the laws of your state. When you don't, you put yourself at risk. At this time, I'm going to say, Daniel, again, it was our pleasure to do this for you, and I will turn this back over to you at this time.
I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone here. All of you are superstars, rock stars in the notary community. I can't thank you enough for being here. And if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Hopefully we'll do this again. There's so many ideas I have, and I've gone personally to court as an advocate for notaries here in Indiana and seen all kinds of things. So hopefully this just gives you a little taste of what notaries can go through if they go to the court. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We'll see you next week.